All right, looks like we're live. YouTube is doing that thing again where it didn't let me like do landscape. But hey, welcome to my kitchen. KDS worker, hello. Liesel, hey, how are you? So we have some fun stuff cooked up for you guys today. We have a Mabon tea that we're going to be making, and we're going to be pulling some cards for this week. So if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can check out the information box down below. You have my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, as well as all the other lovely things that we do up here on the mountain. So like Desert Cauldron and James's shop, Light of Riga. So anywho, Butterfly Love Child, hey, how are you guys? Butterfly says happy Mabon. Yeah, I had done a whole like Mabon ritual on the 21st. I got to go for a nice like hike and everything. And then I've just kind of just slowly still been celebrating. Like I still feel like I'm in the vibes of it. Um, I do feel like the wheel of the year is like for Mabon, it's not just 1 or 2 or 3 days, but for me, it's the whole season until we get to Samhain. But my kickoff celebration is usually on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, somewhere around there. Um, Star Around is here. Hello, Janine, Aurora. She says, marry me. And wow, love the hair. Well, thank you. It's been a while since I busted out my colored hair. So I figured, hey, let's go purple today. Like, what not? Lisa said, hi everyone. I had trouble getting in. Oh no. Well, hopefully everybody is having a great Sunday today. Let me know what you guys have planned for today. Anything cooked up for the week. But yeah, speaking of cooking, we're gonna be getting to a Mabon tea. So I have all of my ingredients here, but yeah, we're going to sling some cards for the weekly reading as well. But I sent out that YouTube poll on Thursday for the public poll, my Patreon poll, and my YouTube members. And you guys all got to vote amongst 4 possible themes that we could have for today. And by an overwhelming majority, everybody wanted to make a Mabon tea. So some people say Mabon, say Mabon, whatever, potato. Aurora says the birth father's birthday was yesterday. All right, happy birthday. Yeah, do we have any more birthdays like this week? Today, maybe? Did we have any Mabon baby birthdays? Do let me know. Janine said my son is 18 on Thursday. All right, then. You know what? Maybe we got to do a little happy birthday. But before we do, let's do a shout out and thank you to everybody who has been so supportive of this channel and just creating a wonderful space for all of us to hang out, sling some cards, have some fun. So first and foremost, I want to thank you guys that are hanging out in the chat right now. Everybody who loves hanging out in the live chats, watches the videos, leaves comments, does thumbs ups. Thank you guys. And to all of my subscribers, thank you. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do consider doing so. And my Patreon peeps. So Myrna and Lily and Dana, Jamie, Charles, Kayla, Surian, Brandy, Samara, Jason, Brian, thank you to all of my patrons and to my YouTube members. You'll notice they have a little kitty cat head next to their name. Those are my YouTube members. But Lisa, Kayla, and Jamie, thank you all so very much. All right, so without further ado, let's make some tea and let's sing some cards, man. By the way, speaking of tea, what are you guys imbibing right now? What are you guys drinking? Are you guys having coffee, tea, smoothie, some spirits? Let me know. Lisa saying hello to everybody. Nancy saying, Caitlin, missed you last night. So Aurora's been celebrating. So nice. Lisa has got her coffee. Nice. Aurora's got a Sprite soda. Excellent. Love it. All right. So while you guys are commenting what you guys are drinking right now, let's sing a little happy birthday to everybody whose family members have had some birthdays. You guys have had some birthdays, and there's some upcoming birthdays. All right. So here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all the September babies. Happy birthday to you. Boop, 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 be doop. Happy birthday, guys. Janine is having a smoky chai. Ooh, very nice. Nancy's having water with lemon. Awesome. Sometimes I like to just have heated water with lemon in the morning. I think and sometimes at the night. That's good too. Star Round just has some water. Got to stay hydrated. I like it. Okay, so for the Mabon tea today, if you have these ingredients, perhaps you can follow along with us. You don't have to if you don't want to, but maybe this is also just inspiration kickoff for something that you want to create yourself. I think that with any magical creation, like potion or incense blend or whatever it is that we're creating, use things that are local to you. Use your surroundings, even go out into the forest or to a park, where you live, and gather those things. I think it's so much more potent when all the herbs are within the area that you live. But for me, I'm going to be using today some pu'er tea, which is it's a very potent green tea, which is almost like a black tea, but it's aged. And what year is this one from? I believe this was a 1988 brand. But yeah, this is from 1988. Good stuff. I love aged tea. I have my rose petals with me, so you're going to need some rose petals. Nancy says, I love it heated too. Aurora says, I'm feeling goddess energy today. I have goddess power, dark goddess, divine feminine today. Nice. Those are awesome decks. Oh, I'll show you the decks I'm working with. I've been into my dark decks lately. Okay, so we have that. We also have some rose hips. We have some cinnamon sticks. And we have some whole cloves. All right. Also, one of our juniper trees gifted me this. I did not break it off the tree. It actually fell off on its own on the day of Mabon. So I was super excited. It's been on my altar, but I'm going to use it to kind of enchant our tea since it is a Mabon tea. I also have my wand with me, and yes, it looks like just a stick, but you know what? The wand is right here. It's the magic's in us. And so this stick actually is from San Diego. It's when I was taking a drive kind of up into our pine forests in East County, San Diego. And there was a burn section, where we had some of our wildfires. And I was walking around there, and some of our trees were just still so resilient, even after having been through fire. And so this was one of those sticks where you could see it's burned, but it's still really strong. And so I love this. Let's see. Let's go back here. Janine has the Enchanted Tarot and Oracle cards. Aurora says, yum. Nancy says, gonna switch to my TV, lurking and listening as I multitask. I love it. Andrew saying, hello, hello, hello. Janine says, juniper makes me think of gin. That I didn't actually figure that out till later when I was doing some research with juniper, and I was like, who knew? Used in gin, eh? Aurora says, everyone, Andrew's a dear friend of mine. Well, welcome, Andrew. Welcome, welcome. A friend of Aurora's is a friend of ours. Everybody is welcome here. So good to have you. Happy to have you. All right. And I also have this special spoon that I only use for my teas. So this is not a oatmeal spoon or anything like that. I do have magical tools that are specifically designed for what we're creating. Okay, so I already have a kettle full of water, so I'm going to go ahead and get that going. Alrighty, and I have my mug for today. This is my fun little witchy mug, so we're going to use that. And oh, by the way, I did some baking last night because, like, when am I not baking? Get baked and bake, bake and bake. All right. So in here, I made some frosted cinnamon, coconut, and walnut squares. And the frosting is like vanilla and cinnamon and all kinds of good stuff. But it smells so good. but these were those last night. You could see that James and I made quite a dent, but you know, we kind of got a sweet tooth. So, all right. And maybe we'll have one of these with our tea. We'll see. So I'll just close this up. Let me know if you guys would like the frosted cinnamon coconut walnut recipe. I'd be happy to share it with you guys. And you guys were talking decks, so let's talk about our decks here. I have the Gospel of Aradia. I also have the Oracle of Shadows and Light, the Dark Light Oracle, boom, paired with Tarot de la Nuit. So I love pairing those together. But anyway, like I said, I've been kind of into my dark decks lately, but that's probably the change of season. Let's see, everybody's saying hello. Andrew's saying hello back to everybody. Aurora says, yum, you're making me hungry, Tara. Hey, you know what? That's just a repercussion of hanging out with us in the live chat. Usually I'm making people hungry because we're always talking food. Aurora just asking if Andrew has the dark light, because that is a fun deck. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's make this. So maybe I'll bring you guys in, or maybe I'll just turn this down a little bit so you guys can kind of see what we're working with. Lisa has the Mystic Mondays deck, one of my oldest and most loved decks. I love the colors in Mystic Mondays, by the way. Okay, so I have my little mortar and pestle here. It's just a little wooden set. It's really not meant for any sort of hard grinding. It's just meant for a little bit of mixing here and there. So I have a few different pestles that I use. One of them is mainly used just for making my black salt, my witch's salt. And then I have another one that's like really grindy. It's really meant to get into seeds and hard things like that, roots and things. But this is just for light mixing. Ooh, Andrew does have the Dark Light Oracle. Excellent. Okay, so let's see. Let's go with our cloves first. All right. So, let's go with, actually, you know what? Let's have you guys be a part of this too. I usually, for my whole cloves here, I like to put a particular magical number of cloves for the tea. So what magical number are you guys feeling today? And we'll do that for our number of cloves. So let me know. I was going to put in 3 cloves, but we could put in 4, 5, maybe not too many. So not like 9 cloves or 10 cloves, but all right. So Aurora said 6. 6 sounds like a good number. Let's do it. I like it. The number 6 in Mayan astrology is all about the home. It's the 6 aspects of the home. So I do love that number. I feel that it's all encompassing. For that, it deals with our health, it's our careers, it's our finances, it's our material possessions, our friendships and relationships, and our reactions, both positive and negative. And so those would be considered our 6 aspects of the home. So I dig that. I like that for Mabon. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because this is coming together, and as it does start to get a little cooler, many people will be retreating into their homes. So it is a good time for reflection. Okay, so next, let's go with our rose petals. Lisa was feeling that number 3, so was KDS Worker. Or says, yeah, it'd be terrible, Lisa. I hope she's able to keep it. Let's see. Let's just do a little pinch of rose petals here. Some of these are old petals from my old garden in San Diego. All right. What do I want to do next? Let's go cinnamon. All right. Let's break this baby in half. Come on, you could break it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we have just a little bit of cinnamon stick there. Don't want to go too overboard because cinnamon is rather strong, but I do love it for its abundance properties. Like I want to feel the spice of the season, abundance. I know that in some places things are starting to turn colors and are starting to die back, but here in the mountains, everything is coming to life. So all the flowers and the trees, the berries, everything is in bloom right now for the last hurrah before our first frost, which starts October 15th. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to snow then. Last time when it snowed, it was like the second week of December, I think, but it was starting to get pretty darn cold. And so there's like this last hurrah, and then everything starts to die back. So for now, I want to mimic that spiciness of the season. So that's why I have the cinnamon in there. The reason for the clove as well, I do feel like clove is really good for clearing the pathway for manifestation. Anything that we want to create right now, I think is really good for that. The rose petals, always got to have a little bit of love in there, whatever we're doing, whatever kind of spell we're casting or magical brew, I want to make sure that there's some love in that. So, Lisa says she's a fantastic artist and card reader too. Aurora said yes. Aurora said first card from the goddess power schooled with the future. I love it. Okay, we're boiling over here, boys and girls. Guys and gals. Okay. Let's see. What do I want to do next? Rose hips. Okay. Some of you guys were talking about the magical number 3 last time. So let's do 3 rose hips. All right, baby. And packed inside these rose hips, oops, that's 4. Okay, there we go. That's 3. Packed inside these rose hips is a tremendous amount of vitamin C. So a nice energy booster, immune system booster, but also really good for skin because we want to take care of our skin, especially during a seasonal change. And when we think of skin, we think of our outer layer, our little earth suit that we're wearing. And so how can we care for our earth suit, meaning how can we care for our human self as well as our spiritual self? So for me, this is all about abundance. All right, Lisa said bottom of the deck, she got 2 of pentacles. I can dig. I like that. Nice little balance going on there. Okay, so let's put some of these in here. All right, I'm going to move these off to the side just to make a little room here. You notice that I have some other jars of things, but I've been collecting stuff for our distiller, our essential oil machine. So I want to make one that's a mixture of juniper and pinyon pine, and then I have some that's just juniper berry. So we're going to make some of that essential oil and some hydrosols for our shop. Okay, so put this off to the side. Okay, let's bust out our Puherti aged since 1988, which would make this, 36-year-old tea? A tea patty? That's good stuff, baby. Okay, so I'm going to put roughly a tablespoon in here. Let's break off. Oh, if you want to know what it looks like, what I'm pulling out, it kind of looks like a hard cake, but yeah, that's it. Aurora said, next card from the Divine Feminine, Enheduanna, the High Priestess. I am one with my soul. My soul is a legacy of love. I like it. Okay, so there we go. This is about the right amount. I'm going to put this back in here. Get all the air out of that. Don't need to speed up the aging process now. There we go. Excellent. Back to new. Okay. So let's go ahead and mix her up here. Let's see. Okay. I am going to pound the rose hips just a little bit though. I want to make sure that I separate the seeds from the little hairs that are in there, because sometimes the hairs can be a little irritating on people's throats. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so like I said, this is just for some light mixing. I don't really need my big ol' grinder, mortar, and pestle. Hold on. You guys probably hear some hammering in the background. James is doing a little project in the cabin today. He's doing a little backdrop on one of our walls. Okay, there we go. Some good stuff in there. Okay, so we're going to put that in one of our magical little tea strainers. Which tea strainer to use? Let's use this one. I like ones that have little magical sayings on it. This one says, "Let your spirit unfurl," and so we will. Aurora says, "Your hair is making me think of an anime character, but I can't remember which one." I mean that as a compliment. Well, thank you. Okay, so let's use our magical spoon now, and let's fill our strainer. Oh, this is some good stuff right there. I like it. And I might have enough for 2 brews. How about that? Excellent. Yeah, I think there's enough here for 2 brews. I mean, I could have all of it, but I'd probably be bouncing off the walls. Pu'er tea is a little strong, let me tell you. Okay, I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. I'm going to have that one. Okay. And we are safe in there. Let's put you in our magical mug. And as we pour the water over it, just setting my intention for magical season, a beautiful autumn, one filled with abundance and love, joy, growth, creativity. And then just calling on my little juniper here. Oh, baby juniper. For all of its healing ability, its strength, health, its connection to throat and third eye chakras. Thank you. All right. And then our wand, I'm going to do the 4 directions here. So starting at the east, which in our Native American culture represents the dawn, calling in new beginnings, elementals of the east, and the energy of the east. And then we call in the energy of the south, elementals of the south, and the fire that south represents. Fire is death and rebirth. Okay, going to the west, calling in the west, west of sunsets, elementals of the west, a coming to new, and a return to whence we came. To the north, we have our northern elementals, energies of the north, and a time for rest, understanding the darkness within ourselves and around ourselves so that we may better balance ourselves. All right, and infusing all that energy inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Excellent. Okay, so we just steepy. Oop. Okay, let's see what you guys have here. Aurora says, James is Sarah's husband, Andrew, in case you didn't know. James is also my twin flame, baby. Lisa says, the world card, the wheel of fortune, and hanged woman. Interesting. That is rather interesting. Lisa says, sun card on the bottom of the deck. Paris the nudist, hello. This is very beautiful. Why, thank you. Alafia Ma. Aurora says, you're welcome, Andrew. All right. Okay, so let's sling some cards. So like I said, while this tea is steeping, can't quite drink it yet, I will get a third-degree burn in my mouth. It's a little hot. So we're going to let that just chill off to the side there. But I'm going to move this here. I will have a little bit of water. Just like Star around. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, my friends. Okay. Okay, so let's pull a card for this week. Let's see, what do I want to do for the theme? Okay, let's do this. Let's use the dark light for the theme, and then let's use the Terre de la Nuit for kind of backup information or elaboration of information for this upcoming week. Aurora says, this is insane. Next card from Dark Goddess. Aradia with defense. Dude, that is so cool. You know what? Maybe it's Aradia then. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. We'll pull a card from Gospel of Aradia, and then we'll pull some backups from the Terre de la Nuit. Okay, let's do that. All right, so I love these cards. It just so color, so beautiful. Really make me feel about like the autumn season. Aurora says, I love it. Okay, so today, the 24th to Saturday, the 30th. Can't believe that October is already going to be here a week from today. That's crazy sauce. Okay, so let's pull a card, a theme for this week. Oh, looks like we have our card. Ooh, and we have divinity. Lisa got the lover's card. Okay, so let's dive into this one. Okay, so it was saying for this week, just the theme, you know, we'll pull some extra cards, some tarot cards in a moment. But just the theme for this week is looking into what we consider like an almighty or a power. Some people might call it Allah. Some people might call it God. Some people might call that energy Shakti. Some people might call it Koyopa. Some people say the power is right here. It's within me. It's within my solar plexus, or it's within my heart. Some people would say that that energy is source. But it is a good time to take a look at what you consider that omnipotent, omniscient power, that, you know, all encompassing power, all knowing, all seeing. And perhaps is there a different way we could look at that energy? So let's say that I always talk about source energy, and I always talk about it as if it's out there. Perhaps I need to be more cognizant that we all are. We are source energy. We are all a part of it. And so maybe when I think about it, I don't think about it as something outside myself or like the sun outside myself, but I am the sun. I am source, and that's inside of me. And so maybe just switch my visualization, maybe, but just something to think about. So whatever your religious or spiritual beliefs may be, what do you call that power, that strength of force? Is it something that you say is outside of you? Do you believe it's a particular type of energy? Do you believe that it's in you? But just something for you guys to journal, meditate on, and think about this week. All right, Aurora got the Morgan with Death and Magic. Unknown is here. Hello, hello. Okay, so I love that theme for the week. So let's elaborate on it with the Tarot de la Nuit. Okay. Let's dive in. Okay. So let's pull 2 cards. I'm feeling 2 cards on this one. Oh, interesting. Okay, I gotcha. All right, so we have Temperance and we have the 5 of Pentacles. So here we go, Temperance card. And here we are, 5 of Pentacles. And that mixing in with our theme for the week, which was divinity. So first of all, what caught my eye is the fact that, you know, she's kind of holding her hands at her heart space here. And then this person is kind of embracing themselves over their heart space. So that's interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into this one. Aurora has a Sedna with abandonment. Interesting. Okay. So let's dive into these. Okay. So for this week, we may have things come up for us that make us feel less than, you know, like let's say finances come up and we feel like, oh man, I could just never catch up when it comes to finances. Or perhaps it's something to do with love. You know, it's going to be different for everybody because we all have different things going on in our lives. We have different areas that we're focusing on in the moment. Some people it's finances at the moment. For some people it's family. For some people it's, you know, relationships, whatever it may be. But it seems like a shadow within that particular area of focus is coming up saying, it's just not going to work out, or you're just not going to get enough. And that's where we know we need to go into the shadow, because our higher self would never tell us that we're not enough. It would never tell us, oh, you're going to go broke soon, or, you know, or you're never going to find anybody. That's not what our higher self does. It doesn't come around to beat us down. That's what the ego does. And it's not trying to be malicious. It's just, it has no intuition, so it doesn't know. You know, it's just trying to operate the human machine. Whereas the intuition, the higher self, is like, okay, so if you're feeling lack this week, if you're feeling less than in a particular area, we have to go into that shadow and we have to find out why. Because if we can find out the why and where that's really coming from, maybe it's programming from when we were little kids, maybe we learned it in school, maybe it came from a traumatic event or several events in our life, but we have to go in. So this is a meditation week, although we should be meditating every day, but that's just my opinion. But going inwards and just like, okay, I'm feeling, let's talk about money. I'm feeling lack when it comes to money. I feel like I just can't catch up. So we'd go inwards. Where is this money trauma coming from? Oh, okay. I grew up in an environment where my parents were always struggling with money. Okay, so I have connected with some of that, and I brought that with me into my adulthood. Okay, so now's the time for me to go in and let that go. Thank everybody for showing me what abundance feels like, what lack feels like, so that I could learn this in adulthood. You know, and I send forgiveness, also forgiveness to myself for holding on to it all this time. And so that I could be here in the present and not carry my past with me, so that we can move forward in abundance, you know, and not allow ourselves to, you know, block ourselves, because we don't want that to happen. You know, we want to make sure that we're living in line with our highest good, you know, our higher selves. And sometimes we do hit roadblocks, and those are for our highest good too. You know, not to say that, you know, if everything should always be smooth sailing and hunky-dory, because it's within those hiccups, those conflicts, that we learn a lot about ourselves, that we grow, that we find our strength. And so, yeah, this event, let's say this lack event, is getting us to realize that it's all a something from the past. It's a programming from the past. And if it's a program, I could reprogram if I wanted to. All right. Let's see. John is here. He says, hey. Oh, Dewey. Interesting. Well, we'll see if anything comes up, Aurora. Let's see. Aurora, let's do that. Okay, Aurora, I just gave you the mighty hammer. So if you would like the job, you could be moderator now. So you could moderate. I trust you. Let's see. Lisa says the tower, the Hierophant, and the Two of Cups. Excellent. All right. So hopefully, yeah, that went through. All right. So Aurora, thank you. If you choose to accept the mighty wrench. All right. So, okay. Looks like some good stuff for the week. You know, I probably wouldn't look at that negatively. Just another chance for us to learn, to grow, and to be more awesome than we already are. All right. So let's go ahead and put that off to the side. Okay, I do have the Oracle of Shadows and Light today. But all right. Let's see how this tea is doing. Let's see. We may have steeped long enough, especially if there's pu'er tea in here, because pu'er does not need to steep that long. It is quite strong. Okay, I'm just going to put my little thingy in the sink here. Okay, let's have a little sipski. Oh, that's good. Sometimes when I make my teas, I have an idea in my head how it's going to taste, because it's, I don't know about you, but like when I'm working with herbs, I can taste the herb in my mouth, and I can taste, I don't know, like not literally, but like in my brain, I could taste how it would be mixed with other herbs. And it's just interesting when how it matches up. That is good. I like it. I think the clove gives a nice hint to the pu'er. I do feel, or I do taste like a slight cinnamony. The rose in there though makes it taste really smooth. So it's not bitter, it's not biting. It's just a really smooth taste. So Aurora says that was close. Andrew's like, congrats, Aurora. Thank you, Caitlin. Truly. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Aurora's like, thank you, Andrew. I just want everyone to be safe. As do I. We don't need robots. We need real human beings in here. So, okay. Well, I don't think it's going to be a terribly long live chat today. I still do want to do our guided meditation that we do at the end of our chat. But I wouldn't mind slinging some cards for you guys if you guys want to do super chats and super stickers right now. Which, if you guys are new here, I do super chats and super stickers as like a donation-based one card readings. And I could use the Oracle of Shadow and Light if you guys wish, or I can use the Dark Light Oracle for your questions. But if there are no questions, I would be happy to go into our guided meditation, because I have my higher self's coming in with like, okay, I got something for you guys. All right. Aurora says, you're welcome. Janine says, Lantern Oracle 17, misalignment, miracles become normal once we face all the aspects of our life in the same direction. Very nice. Surian says, love your look today. Well, thank you. Actually, you know what? I don't know if you guys could tell, but my sweatshirt actually matches my sweatpants. So I'm all skeleton-y today. It's like my new sweat set. It's really meant for like yoga and working out and stuff, but you know me. Yes, I am my happy Gemini self, but I also got my little Halloweeny sides. So Surian says, she says, I have a question. Is it too late? Of course not. Of course not. So yeah, we just started announcing super chats and super stickers. All right, Janine, excellent. Let's pull a card. Let me put these out of the way here. Okay. Let's bust out the Shadows and Light Oracle. So that's this deck here. Okay, Janine says, can I have a message from my mom for the relevance of my son turning 18? Sure. And then Kayla, who's been a YouTube member for 14 months, she says, I feel sad to ask, but do you see a Schnauzer puppy in my future? Sure, we could definitely take a look at that as well. Janine says that we could do Surian first. Of course, of course. Aurora says, next card is Yesha Tsogai, Lady of the Lotus, born. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. All right. Okay, Surian, what was your question? We'll definitely get to you, and then we'll get to our friend Janine and our friend Kayla. Oh, thanks, Kayla. She said, you look cute. Okay, Surian, I have an interview on Monday. What message should I be hearing? Okay, let's do it. Interview on Monday. What message? Our girl Surian. All right. Oh, nice. Surian, we have Poe. It says, time for change, time to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. And you're going in for an interview and it's time for change? Oh, interesting. Okay, so let's dive into this one. Okay. So message from your spirit team, basically your higher self is in that spirit team. As you go in for this interview, think about how you've done interviews in the past and how you felt about it. Probably there's some nervousness that goes into interviews because in essence, we do feel like we're being put on the spotlight. We're being judged for our qualities, for our knowledge, if we're a good fit. But sometimes, to a degree, it could trigger a shadow in some of us. And it feels like somewhere in there, there's that shadow of being judged. And so, something to work on before you go into that interview tomorrow is to go backwards, go back in time, go into meditation, and where have I felt that same type of anxiousness or nervousness before, let's say, an interview? A time where I felt like I was in the hot seat, a time where I felt like I was being judged. So whether you were standing at the front of the classroom and everybody in the class is, waiting to hear your speech, or maybe you're presenting something, maybe it was, the whole family looking at you, for something that you're doing. Maybe it was your birthday, and just that same kind of like uncomfortable, everybody's looking at me. But just understanding that everybody there is just an aspect of you. So if you can go back and reprogram and just understand that they're not scrutinizing you, they're trying to learn from you. They're not trying to look for your faults, but they're trying to find your strengths. So it's a perspective shift and it's a reprogramming of sorts, so that when you go into that interview tomorrow, you are going at it still a Surian, still with all of your wonderful qualities and strengths. But now it's not, ooh, where are they going to find my faults? It's, I have strengths to show and they're going to see them. It's, ooh, I don't know if I have the skills. It's, I have a great set of skills and I have the capacity to learn, and I'll make that known to them. It's not, oh, they're judging me and maybe they won't like me. It's, I'm a likable person, and if our energy doesn't mesh, then it's good that we don't work together. But if our energy does work together and I'm going to be helpful for them and they're going to be helpful for me, for my growth, then all the better. I would love working for this company. All right, so just a little shift, perspective shift. Aurora says, sigh, I feel like I'm going to be busy, unfortunately. Oh no. Surian said, yes, please. I hope I don't get too nervous. I'm looking forward to just doing my best for this new job opportunity. So yeah, Surian, you're gonna be great. Says I appreciate that so much. I like seeing it in a better perspective. Yeah, it's I have strengths and I want them to see my strengths. I have a wonderful set of skills and I have the capacity to learn. They're gonna see that. They're gonna know that because I'm gonna tell them about it. I am a wonderful person and I want them to be able to see that. And I want to be able to see in them. I'm interviewing them as much as they're interviewing me. Where are their strengths? How are they going to help me? Are these people that I would want to work with? So keep that in mind as well, that you're not the only one on the hot seat. They're on the hot seat too. So they got to pass your test. All right. So excellent. Oh, thank you, Aurora, for keeping me on track. So we have our friend Janine and then Kayla. Sarian said, absolutely love that. Peg, hey, how are you? Okay, so let's go to Janine. A message from your mom for the relevance of your son turning 18. Excellent. Okay, let's take a little sip of tea on that one. Our wonderful Mabon tea. And if you popped in late, go back earlier into the chat and you'll be able to get the ingredients and the recipe for our lovely Mabon tea that we made, as voted on by you lovely homies. Okay, Janine, let's tap into your mom and your son turning 18. Okay. So Janine, it was like I was seeing a birthday party. You know, obviously you said your son's turning 18, but I'm seeing a little kid's birthday party. And you know those horns that they blow at birthday parties, got the little like streamers on the end of it, and they're like honk. And it was almost like your mom was like at first going to be don't make so much noise, and then it was like, yeah, make a lot of noise, no, blow the horn harder, like like yeah, let's make this a big party, like a big to do. So let's go ahead and pull a card. Ooh, that looks like that's our card, kind of flying. Oh, again, but obviously a different message. So you got the same card as our friend Syrian, but I definitely feel a different message coming through on this one. Okay. Okay. So she's talking about looking at your son as more than just your son at this moment. Um, she knows that with mothers and parents, when we look at our children, you know, at first we're trying to see aspects of ourselves within that child. You know, it's like, oh, he or she has this person's hair color or eyes, or they grew up looking just like their uncle, you know, things like that. We're always trying to find the family within this person. But at this time, your son has reached an age, if he hasn't already reached this age, maybe a couple of years ago, but started to really look at, who am I? Who am I? And your mama's saying, now is not to tell the time to tell him that you are your dad, or you are me, or you are your uncle, but understanding that he is a completely unique human being. And yes, he does hold the family's DNA. He does have your ancestors, your ancestry within him, but he's also a unique soul. And yes, you guys are soul family, but this is a time to nurture that soul. Really help that soul by looking at this person as if they were, let's say, a really close relative. She says sometimes we have to distance ourselves from the vision that this is my child. You know, sometimes we have to look at our children objectively. What are my child's strengths? What are my child's weaknesses? What did I see my child having an interest in? What didn't they have an interest in? Why didn't they have an interest in that? What do they struggle in, or what do they excel in? And just really tapping into that energy and tapping into his soul and seeing how you could be of service, helping him. I know that you've already been helping quite a bit being his mom, but how can I help this soul to really understand who they are? So this is a time for understanding identity. Who am I? And so not filling the who am I with, well, you have this and this from your grandfather, you have this complete soul in front of you. Who are they? Well, you are a person who loves to heal. You are a person who loves to work with his hands. You are a person who has a ginormous heart and wants to share that heart with the world. You know, looking at it that way and helping him to come to his own conclusions that way. And plus, it helps, she's saying, to build a stronger sense of character because he feels like he came to that conclusion on his own with help from you, which he is going to really appreciate now and down the line, and possibly actually mention it to you when he's much older of thank you for helping me be me, who I am truly. And again, she's blowing the horns, like the birthday horns. All right. Whew. um, let's see, starting to, ooh, Poe. All right, so Poe is coming up twice for you guys. All right, so thank you, Janine, for letting me tap in. Again, happy birthday to your son. So Kayla, all right, our friend Kayla wants to see if there's a schnauzer puppy in her future. Janine says, my mom was not alive when my son was born. Thank you. Yeah, I kept seeing the, let's like almost like a whoa, 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 whoa. Like, let's not blow these horns right now. And that's like, okay, let's like really blow the horns. Like, let's make some noise. Let's make some music. Like, this is a exciting party occasion, you know? So I love it. Wonderful energy. Okay, Aurora says, Janine, I got Bensai 10 with beauty for you. Nice. Okay, so Kayla, we'll probably have to talk to Eco on this one since he is kind of in charge of the animals surrounding you. So let's see if there's a schnauzer in your future on this current timeline. Wow. Okay. Eco is so adamant right now. So that picture that I saw before that you had posted, I think, I don't know if he was wearing like a holiday sweater, but he's wearing it now in my vision. His tail is like going crazy. And it's like a yes, yes, yes. You need another schnauzer in your life. So like all the paws up from Eco. Okay, so let's pull your card. Whoa, man! When Eco speaks, cards go flying. Um, let's see. Aurora says, "Okay, Kayla. If you would like, Aurora, she got her 14-month sticker for her YouTube membership, so she gets a reading with that. So no worries." um, okay, so we have Grumpy Red Fairy. Oh, who is this little girl? Be your true self. Okay. All right, so let's dive into this one. Ika, what do you have for your mama? Aw. Okay. Ika was saying that something that he's not saying just you, but humans in general. He says what humans tend to do in general is when they get really close to the animal kingdom, as you've gotten to him, you know, that he was not just a dog, not just a pet, but he was your family member. You saw him for his soul. He sees you for your soul. You guys had a deep connection. And he says there are a lot of humans that are able to do that. And that's wonderful and beautiful. But part of the human condition is when that animal crosses over, he says, of course, you know that my spirit isn't gone because I'm still here 100%. But when that vessel ceases to be, there is such a connection with how that vessel looked that we feel heartache in thinking that if we get another beautiful being who resembles the being who passed, that I had such a strong, beautiful connection with, that I'm somehow trying to replace them, even though that's not your intention. Iko knows it's not your intention. And he says that's just a very human characteristic, that when we try to honor something, we don't want anything that even remotely looks like them because we feel like it takes their place. And he's saying, just word to like FYI, nobody can take my place. I will always be yours. I will always be connected to you. No matter how many furry friends you bring into the house or feathery friends or whatever it may be, I'm always going to be here for you. I will always be Iko. You are not replacing me, just so you know that. So, whoever you decide to bring into the home, he says, yes, if you brought in a schnauzer, you would definitely be reminded of me. And that would be a wonderful thing because it's going to help you to heal through the parts that make you sad. But also, you'll be able to connect with another being and you'll be able to see how beautiful this soul is and how this soul could work in conjunction with my soul. Like, how are the souls similar? How are they different? How could this being help you and how could you help them? He says, because this is a wonderful opportunity. Again, he says, you are a person that has that connection to animal beyond just animal. And he says, there's a lot of humans that can do that. And it's a wonderful thing. So he says, please go into that gift. And he said, no need to like really seek out the schnauzer. Meaning you could go down to the Humane Society. If somebody is selling or has like they just their puppy had puppies, their dog had puppies or something, and they're saying, "Hey, Kayla, I have too many schnauzers here. Could you take one, please?" He's saying it could be like that, where you're going in, saying, "I am open to any furry friend who would like to come into my life." He says, and when that happens, he says, "Wink, wink." There's probably going to be a schnauzer in there. Um, so, yes, he does see that there is going to be another schnauzer in your life, but you have your free will. You need to be open to it. But at first, just put the intention that I am open to any furry friend who would like to come and work with me, and I want to work with he or she, you know. And he says, and just remember, you're never going to replace me, but you can always bring in more friends, and he'd be happy to meet your new friend. All right. Okay. Let's go back here where it says, oh, letting everyone else know. Okay. Thank you, Aurora. Whoa, 4 bots. Is that like a record? It's a botsy day here. All right. Kayla's cracking up over there. All right. So, all right. Thank you, Kayla, for letting me connect with Eco once again. But yeah, his little tail was wagging. He's saying it's time. And it'll definitely help with your healing process. But you're going to help this new little friend just as much. So Kayla said, wow, thank you so much. So yeah, again, just be open. Not specifically a schnauzer, but just any furry friend. But Eco seems to think that there is going to be a schnauzer. So, so yeah, again, just take a look at the Humane Society. Any friends maybe whose dogs had puppies who are maybe giving some of them away, you might be able to come across your friend that way. He says it's going to be when you're not specifically look. It didn't feel like I'm specifically today looking for a schnauzer. He's like, no, no, no. It's like I'm going to be open to bringing a little furry friend in my life, and then it's like, oh, schnauzers. Well, what are the odds? um, Kayla said, I feel it's time to. Yes. Yay. So yeah, All paws up from Eco. So that's wonderful. Okay. Well, on that, if we don't have any more super chats and super stickers, let's do a guided meditation, y'all. Okay. Let's take another little sip of tea. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna lean up against here. So yeah, let me put this here. Excellent. Just cleaning up my little space here so we can do our guided meditation. Okay. All right, here we go. So I want you guys to find a nice, comfortable space. One where you feel absolutely relaxed. You could be laying down, you could be sitting in a chair, you could be laying underneath a tree. Maybe you're reclining in your hammock. But just go ahead and get yourself nice and cozy. Oh. And as you guys are finding a position that's comfortable for you, I want you to bring your awareness to your breath. We're going to do a little box breathing today. I want you to be able to feel that breath here, here, and here. In your heart, in your solar plexus, in your sacral, and in your root. Our whole trunk. We want to be able to feel that divine energy, the energy that is us, the energy that is divine, as we breathe it in and as we exhale. For this box breathing, we're going to do a 4 count. I'll start you on the first one, continue on your own. But I want you to breathe in for 4 counts. And then we're going to hold it for 4 counts and exhale for 4 counts. Rhythmic. Here we go. Breathe in. 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And continue on your own. And your focus and your intention as you breathe in is that you are breathing in the essence of life itself, the stuff that makes us here, alive and breathing. I want it to fill every organ in your body. Watch it fill it up. Every cell, every membrane, every vein, every artery. And I want you to see it transmuting any place within yourself that you feel is stagnant or stuck, any place that looks gray or darkened. And we're going to fill it with that light energy. Continue breathing. And with your exhales, as you breathe out, anything that you saw within your body that was buildup, that was stuck, that was gray, that was dark, that felt hardened, we just allow that to exit with our breath. Our breath is a very powerful thing. Our breath aids us to heal the physical body. Our breath aids us in going inwards and connecting with our higher self. Our breath helps us to release that which no longer serves us. Our breath is very important. And as you breathe, I want you to listen for the wind. Perhaps you're outside and you can feel the wind across your cheeks, rustling your hair. Maybe you feel it ever so gently on your skin. And we remember that the earth too breathes, albeit a little differently than a human being. But the human being is the earth. We are a part of her. We are her children. And so just as the wind is important to Mama Gaia herself, our breath is so important to us. And sometimes Gaia needs to exhale with so much force because she's trying to release what no longer serves us, what no longer serves her, for her children. We feel that wind sometimes change direction. Sometimes that wind swirls. She can do many things. Seems magical with her breath. But in the end, there's always a cleansing and something new that comes from it. Just like the regenerative ability of our breath, breathing in and breathing out. We think of the breath as it connects to our animal kin and how important the breath is for them. And we are reminded that in noticing that breath, we're reminded we connect to them. We are them. As you look at the standing people, also known as trees, and how their breath is a little different, but still very important to their well-being. We are reminded that we too are them. I want you to look inside your body now. Does it feel any different than when you first began? Do you feel lighter, brighter? Do you feel energized? Do you feel more relaxed? This is a powerful breath. It's a powerful bit of magic that you do effortlessly, so easily, as breathing is natural to you. But it is one of the most powerful things that you can do. Keep this reminder with you, and when you feel ready, come back into your heart space. Come back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And if you feel called to, go ahead and open your eyes. So I hope you guys enjoyed that guided meditation. My hearing kept buzzing on one side. So we had like a high frequency coming in. Aurora says, I remember the character your hair reminded me of, Noriko Urkai from the anime Gravitation. She's a rock star in the anime. Ah, so cool. Surian's the anime. Aurora says she's been coming up a lot. Next card is Artemis with focus. So cool. Surian said, have a lovely day, everyone. Thank you again for my motivational reading, Tara. I'll keep that in mind. You got this, Surian. And thank you, Janine. And thank you to Kayla, everybody who grabbed readings with us. Thank you, everybody who popped in with us and made a delicious tea. And Shauna, hello, hello. John says, I did enjoy this. Aurora said, merry meet. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful Mabon. I know that we're still kind of in that Mabon energy. I'm going to feel it, I think, for a little while. I really feel it this time, you know? So Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a beautiful week, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.